Morning. Morning, everyone. Just get Facebook on board. Okay, that's Facebook on board. Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Friday today, the 14th of the 2nd, 2025. And last one of the week. Unless something comes to my attention over the weekend, in which case I'll put out a TikTok. I haven't been there for a couple of days since I slagged the Yanks off for being thick. But hey ho, that doesn't apply to all Americans. It just applies to the 77 million who voted for Trump. Anyway, good morning, folks. Who's in this morning? Good morning, Melanie. First of the Facebookers in this morning, our duck correspondent from Sweden. And we've got Alistair, we've got Ian, we've got Lenny, we've got Diane, we've got John Bell. Good morning, John. John Baxter, Kirsty. Good morning, Kirsty. How are you? Andy Scott, Brian, Aki's. How are you, Aki's? Julie. We've got Sandy in. Hi, Lenny. Sandy apparently has got the flying shits, whatever that is. It doesn't sound pleasant anyway. Hi, Stuart. Hey, hi, Jeanette. Hi, Linda. Hey. Right, that's 90 of you on board, so we'll get this. Good morning, Reagan. How are you today, young Philip? Nice to see you there. Let's get down to the bottom. Morning, Stephen Nicol. Right. Andy Truck Davy out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is clearing up nicely. Sun's breaking out. 3 degrees and it's no raining, no snowing. That's always a bonus at this time of year as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, hi Cattle. Right, let's start, shall we? First up this morning, the Scotsman. Let's stick it up. Had to be a bloody Herald first, didn't it? Star's got a crank headline today, folks. We're going to love that. Here we go, the Scotsman. And apparently there is alarm over fresh drop in application for nurses courses. Time and investment needed to improve working conditions. I don't know how you improve working conditions. Obviously, more staff will make working easier. But apparently people don't want to be nurses because it's hard bloody work, and who can blame them? It is hard work. And on the other side there, the SNP told to cut teacher numbers to save 500 million a year. So save 500 million a year? How many fucking teachers you need to get ready to do that? Anyway, no thank you, we won't be doing that. Now let's stop that. Let's get rid of it. That's the main headline. And of course there's a picture there of the lizard adulteress. Playing with a ping pong, which is about the full capability of her mental capacity. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Next up, we've got the Rancid record, and I don't put that up. But apparently there's a stushy going on between Alex Salmond's widow, Moira, and it's about Alex electric devices. Now, Moira wants Alex's phone, but his associate and business partner, Tasmina, Ahmed Sheikh, or whatever it was, says they're company property. They weren't Alex's. So she's keeping them because she's a major shareholder of the company. There's nothing left because the company was based on Alex. So she'll be needing it. Hey, thanks very much, Dale, for the super sticker. Lemon character doing shoulder shimmy dance moves. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Next up is the Herald. And it's got this teacher story again. I'm going to put it back up, but I'm going to put it up for a very good reason. And I'm going to blow it up here, folks. Okay. Let's scroll it down. Apparently somebody up in the hospital and take skill. Cut back on teacher numbers amid falling school rolls. Think tank urges ministers to act. And it says Scottish ministers should consider cutting teacher numbers as school looks set to lose 90,000 pupils, according to a leading think tank. And you carry on reading, and then it gets to what this leading think tank is. Reputable leading think tank, according to the Herald, and that is the Institute for Fiscal Studies. Tufton Street fucking idiots who have formed government policy over the years that go as to where we are just now. Why anybody should listen to these fucking idiots, I have absolutely no idea. What I will tell you though is the Institute for Fiscal Studies is about as reputable as Rachel fucking Reeves. And the other headline there is former Tory branch treasurer and 1 million VAT fraud scam. And this is Malcolm McCaskill of Cambuslang, who used his sandwich shop to claim back a couple of 800,000 in VAT and launder 200,000 worth of dirty money. And he did it through the Conservative Association, where he was the treasurer over there in Rutherglen. So, very nice. But apparently the man will not be held to account because he's too ill to go to court. So he gets to steal £800,000, £1 million, and no consequences. That's what happens when you're a Tory. Lovely. Stoke sharing that one, take it down. Next up this morning we have the scum, and the hit tells us, and I don't put that up, hit tells us the underworld boss has hired truth expert to weed out traitors. The Lyons detector, and this is the Lyons family, crime family in the Glasgow area apparently. And gangster test crews after robbery. Well, if they know they did the fucking robbery, why are they still on the street? Why are they still on the street? But that's interesting, isn't it? A gangster hiring a lie detector specialist, or somebody who can tell when somebody's lying, in order to weed out traitors. Interesting. Not. The Daily Fail has. Let's stick this scummy rag up. Fucking typical, here we go. It's never where you left it. Every time you click on one of these things, it fucking moves. Right, the Scottish Daily Fail has Trump accused of appeasement over peace talks with Putin. Trump's in Putin's pocket. Simple as that. And these two combined are a fucking danger to the world order. Anyway, amid row over exaggerated, in the other story, amid row over her exaggerated CV, it's revealed Chancellor was probed over expenses claim before she left HBox Bank. We fucking know that. We know this stuff. Why is it only just hitting the front page of this scummy piece of shit now? This story broke about 3 months back. I think we spoke about it in the Two Davies. The other Davies started calling her Rachel for accounts, and I had to correct him. She was a customer services officer. My co-host this morning, Charlie the Cat's not impressed either. Yeah, he's doing when he seen the name Reeves. Anyway, she also lied about what her position was in the Bank of England and HBoss, telling us she was an economist. She couldn't spell economist. Apparently she was, "Hi, HBoss, how can I help you? Customer services here." Stoke sharing that, take it down. Right, what's next? That was a fail. The other loony right-wing rag, the Express, has, let's put it up. I like to put up the loony rags just so we can get a laugh at them. It to be, isn't it? It to be the furthest one in the bloody field. A man can change his name, grow his hair, wear a skirt, It does not give him the right to use women's spaces or to force people to pretend he's a woman. More of this culture war shit. And Zelensky warns the world it cannot allow everything to go to tyrant's plan. End the war, but don't let Putin win the peace. What's interesting about what's going on with Trump and Putin is the Ukrainians are not being consulted. These negotiations are going on above their heads. Wow. And they tell me in so-called constructive Russians having fought hard for the gains they made. Anybody heard of a guy called Otto von Bismarck? Anyway, he was one of the culprits in the First World War. Now, Otto von Bismarck had a war with France as he created Germany in the German Empire, and he took a bit of the land, and he learnt not to do it again. So when he went to war with the Austro-Hungarian Empire, at the end of it, when he won, he refused to take the territory because he didn't really want to be at war with the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He wanted an alliance with them. But he learnt from the French mistake of taking land from France. Now, what did he learn? He learnt that the people have long fucking memories. So after 40 years, that land went back to France. And the same thing will happen with Ukraine. Whatever land Putin takes and snatches, there'll be ongoing guerrilla warfare until that land is returned. And there'll be on. It's one of the reasons we can be sure that Scottish independence will come along. Because this isn't Westminster's fucking land. This is our land. And the name Scotland will live forever, no matter how hard these fuckwits try to rebrand it UK or GB. It will never be UK or GB. It will always be Scotland, England, and Wales. As to Northern Ireland, eventually these 6 provinces will go back to Ireland. And we get away with this nonsense about Northern Ireland being a country. It's no, it's a Crown protectorate, and it's a stolen 6 provinces from another land. And the Irish have never ever given up on that land because it's fucking theirs. It's a bit like we will never give up on Scottish independence. We will never go away because it's our fucking land. And we're the right people to govern our land. The Irish are the right people to govern their land. The Ukrainians are the right people to govern their lands. And as Otto von Bismarck found out, the French were the best people to govern their lands because the 40 years they held that bit of France was a fucking nightmare. But it's interesting that Trump's actually negotiating over the top of the Ukrainian people's heads. Absolutely fascinating. Right. Next up, we have the Times. Do you have it today? We'll have a wee look, see what we've got the Times today. Nope, it's not one of the publications I've decided to show you today. So the Times has US may provide air cover to protect Ukraine peace. And once again, the story of cut teachers' numbers to boost funds for social care. So we have to cut teacher numbers to put money into elderly care. Nobody tell these fannies at the Institute for Fiscal Studies that the children are the future. And the idea of no cutting teacher numbers is to bring down class sizes because that way the children get a better education. And as they are the future, that's where we need to invest in the children. Simple as that. The Institute for Fiscal Studies fucks up again. Because that's what these think tanks do. They're no based in reality. My internet keeps dropping off leaps, and I'm sorry. I really am. I live in a rural area. There's not much I can do about it. I do apologise if it's happening. Right, the Tory graph has 2.5% on defence, won't touch the sides. We live in a fucking island. We don't have a defence force, we're an aggressive force, which is a fucking mistake. That's why we have no proper coastal defences, no proper navy, no proper air defences. And they're right, 2.5% increase in military spending won't do it. And as the UK military needs its equipment modernised, it needs more personnel, you're looking at 80, 90, 100 billion. Bang. But what we need is clever people to fucking spend it. What we need is people with brains to spend it. We need to take it away from the general fucking staff because they just steal it. And you get shite delivered, or not delivered in the case of the Ajax tank. And the last two rifles that provided the soldiers, the sailors and the airmen, been as well have been a fucking BB gun. They're crap. Absolute crap. I would be asking back for a Lee Enfield 303 rather than one of these pieces of shit. And I'm talking an old-fashioned bolt action gun. Right. And apparently, also in the Tory graph, Trump puts UK on 24 billion VAT tariff alert. Where is Starmer in this? Where's his fucking backbone? Now I'm appealing to you guys to boycott American goods. Because it would appear that the spineless shithead in Westminster's no willing to stand up to this fuckhead the way the Canadians, the way the Mexicans, the way Europe has. No, Starmer's going to cower in his bed. So we're going to have to do it, folks. So just don't buy American consumer goods. Don't buy American foodstuffs. I'm not going to tell you to boycott American food chains here in the UK because they're franchises, they're people's own businesses. They only pay your teeth to get the golden arch out the front of the building. Right. National has, I'll put it up because I always put the National up. Let's see what nonsense the National has for us today. The National has Brewdog founder to launch unofficial UK version of Musk-style government spending watchdog. And apparently, Richard Murphy thinks he should be ostracised for the contemptible plan. We already have audits. That's what the Office for National Statistics is for, the National Audit Office is for. We don't need some billionaire or millionaire who thinks he's a smart ass telling us where to make cuts. The only thing that these guys are interested in is tax cuts for themselves. And imitating Farage is the road to ruin, Sturgeon warns after Labour's immigration ad, as new poll gives Reform a Commons majority. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just as well we're 4 years away from an election, innit? And we all know Farage will fuck up before we get there, thankfully. But we do have an election coming here in Scotland shortly. That's scary. But the idea of the Reform forming a government and what sort of thugs they would fucking have in the party, oh, it doesn't bear thinking about. Are you yes yet? I know yous are. Right, let's take that down. Right, the Eye has, this is quite an interesting headline, the Eye, so I'll put it up. As I say, this guy's a danger to the world. And him and Putin together, fucking scary. 1949 deal to protect Europe from war is history. Trump's message to shock world leaders. I don't know who's shocked about it. World leaders are shocked. Fuck me, they must have been awfully short-sighted. We all seen this coming. We all seen it coming. His threats during his first tenure about withdrawing from NATO and things like that. But back then there was people there to put checks and balances on him. Now he's not even governing. That was made clear by Elon Musk as he stood and gave a 17.5-minute press conference in the Oval Office with Donald Trump sat there like a spanner, with his 4-year-old boy ex telling Trump to shut his fucking mouth and wiping his snottery fingers on Trump's desk. Trump's not even leading that government. And Musk is a Nazi. A Nazi. But there you go, folks. It's definitely trouble ahead. And if this Trump cunt teams up with Putin, Europe's going to get slaughtered. Right, next up the Metro. And it's got an interesting headline on it and all. But the thing is, it's rang in this headline, and I'll explain to you why in a wee minute. Trump accused of World War II style appeasement. Quick fix is dirty deal. Okay, UK and EU leaders consider condemn President for offering Putin everything he wants. He's no choice. Putin put him in the White House. He owes Putin. But as I said, history won't. History repeats. And whatever land Putin takes, he's never going to get peace to hold it. He's no. History tells us this. History tells us this. Not that any of these fuckers can spell history, never mind read it. Yeah, well. I mean, another good example is the Chagos Islands. People have been fighting to get their islands back since they were stolen from them in 1972. They've been to all the courts, including the international courts and the UK Supreme Court. They will get their islands back. And they will get reparation. Now, they might have to wait a wee bit longer for Diego Garcia, but they will get it back as well. Right. Now, the Star has. I'll put it up. This is brilliant this morning. Sorry, Alistair. Who's blocked? Somebody unblocked Michael. Don't know anything about you being blocked, Michael. Somebody unblock him. Put a star up today. It's fucking brilliant, folks. I love it. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You're going to like this one. Alistair, I'm sorry. You're not getting a boffin today, but you're getting a big, big smile at the end of the week. So what's the star got for us today? The Daily Star of Scotland. It's fucking Daily Star of Scotland. Fuck off, it's printed. It's another English rag, but never mind. Chancellor Pinocchio's CV in full. From 1952 to 1922, I was actually Queen Elizabeth. In 1966, I scored the hat-trick to help the English lift the World Cup. In 1969, I was the first man to walk the moon. In 1989, I invented the World Wide Web. And in 2025, I'm learning the 4 and 7 times tables. Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant front page for the Star today. Made me laugh. In 1925, I'm learning the 4 times and 7 times tables. Oh, for fuck's sake. So-called economist. Hi, Rachel's from Customer Services here. Call centre operator is Chancellor. And she can't count and is an economic literate. All fucking true. But her other CV is just as fanciful as this one, so this might as well be her CV. politics are running the asylum right enough, folks. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a way to end the week, folks, huh? What a way to end the weeks. But Michael, if you were blocked, we wouldn't see your comments. So that's a good point. So Rachel for customer service is getting it tight for everybody, but for me, the start tops a lot. Absolutely brilliant way to end the week. Hey, Ange, you've been called out many times, but your answer is always you're no ugly. I can't make that claim to fame. According to my brothers, my mother, my father, I'm an ugly bastard. Well, it's been another joyful week of debunking shit in the press. Yeah. But my favourite one is cut teacher numbers so we can all be as fucking stupid as the English knuckle draggers. And I don't mean the bright and intelligent English people like Reagan Wheat there. I mean the knuckle draggers. Yeah. You know, Scottish kids are 36 times more literate and 32 times more innumerate than their counterparts south of the border. And they go to school and function in school buildings. And their class sizes are smaller and getting smaller, which means that their education standards will get higher again. You can't beat it. A wee bit for the food bank fund today. Thank you very much, Alistair. You're a star. It's rapidly approaching the time when YouTube will pay out to us. I showed you the numbers yesterday, and YouTube will pay out to us, and we can start getting it out. Because you viewers might not know this, folks. We don't make revenue for this channel. Every penny that we get in super chats, advertisement, revenue, it all goes to food banks and good causes. And we tell the viewers each month where it's gone. This month, where am I sending it? Wrong book. Where am I sending it? Other iPad. It's going to Stirling and Clickmanager this time round. Mr. E, I'm surprised you're up, mate. You and I were shooting the shit to nearly 2 o'clock this morning. The other thing, folks, is this is a community. So if you're going to join this page, it's a community. Get involved. Interact with each other in the comments right at the odd day. It's a community. And we'll see you out there on the campaign trail. As we've met an awful lot of you on the campaign trail. So you guys have a great weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. And as Stephen Bankier says, on the way out the door, folks, hit the like button. Alright, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Even if you're not a viewer that returns, hit the subscribe button. The advertising revenues, and it helps the algorithm, and that helps us feed more people in our communities. Okay, now you guys have a cracking day. We'll be back on Monday to do it all again. You'll get me in the morning, and you'll get a double whammy of me because I'll be back in the afternoon with the other Davey to go a wee bit more in depth into what's happened over the weekend and things like that. Okay. Michael, your way of contribution is to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and interact in the comments. Hey, Ted boy. Hi, Casper. That's how we do it. We're a community. We talk to each other, and because we talk to each other, we get it done. We get things done. We look after each other. At least it's warming up, folks. All right. But look after each other. Look out for your elderly neighbours. Look out for your young families and about. See if there's anybody you think might be struggling. And just have a wee chat. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe we can help. Let's help strengthen and build our communities. Now, you guys have a nice weekend. Bye for now. See you Monday.